Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're laser focused on something we all crave more of: time. Specifically, we're diving into how generative AI can be a real game changer for workplace efficiency.
Yeah, and it's all centered around this quite intriguing idea of finding just 12 minutes in your day.
Exactly. And for you, our listener, maybe someone who's looking to get smart on this stuff, quickly and thoroughly without getting totally lost in the weeds,
Right.
consider this your express ticket.
Yeah, we're basically extracting the core insights here, those aha moments about how generative AI can, genuinely boost your productivity.
Absolutely. And the backbone of our exploration today is the book Finding 12 Minutes: Unlocking Efficiency with Generative AI.
Hmm.
What grabbed me about it, honestly, is how practical it feels. Very actionable.
Totally. No high-flying theories, just real-world applications you can actually use.
And that's where the 12-minute principle really shines, I think.
It does. The book makes a really compelling case, actually,
Hmm.
that carving out just 12 minutes each day using generative AI might seem insignificant at first.
Like, what's 12 minutes?
Right. But it snowballs fast. We're talking about gaining back a whole hour every single week.
An hour a week.
And remarkably, that adds up to over 40 hours in a year.
40 hours. Wow, that's essentially a whole extra work week, isn't it?
It is. It really hits home how those like little slivers of time can have a massive cumulative effect.
Yeah, on what you can achieve, the quality of your output, maybe even just your overall sense of, accomplishment.
Satisfaction, yeah.
Yeah.
So our mission in this deep dive is really to pull out the most valuable nuggets from this book, give you a clear, easy to follow path.
Okay.
So you'll understand how you can start using generative AI to see like real improvements in your own efficiency and productivity.
And the best part is it doesn't require some, massive overhaul of how you currently work.
Exactly. No need to change everything overnight.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks then. What is this generative AI that everyone's talking about? How does it, actually work under the hood?
Right. Well, think of generative AI as a kind of digital creator.
Hmm.
These models, they're designed to produce original content.
Original.
Yes, original. Text, images, audio, video, even code, actually.
Right.
And they do it in response to what you ask them, your prompts.
Okay.
What's really fascinating is their ability to mimic human-like creativity, but, with incredible speed and precision.
So it's not just rehashing old stuff.
No, not at all. It's genuinely creating something new based on the patterns it learned.
So if I ask it to write an email, it's not just pulling from some standard template. It's actually like composing something unique based on my request.
Precisely. The book highlights a couple of key players, key models in this field. First, you've got GPT. That stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Okay, GPT.
Think of GPT as the ultimate mimic, maybe. It's trained on so much human text that it can now convincingly sound like almost anyone, which makes those first drafts eerily on point for tasks like emails, summaries, brainstorming, that kind of thing.
Right.
Then there are JANs, or Generative Adversarial Networks.
Jans.
Yeah, JANs. They're sort of the powerhouses behind a lot of the visual stuff, like generating images from text prompts.
Okay, so GPT, the word wizard, and Jans, the sort of digital artists.
I like that framework.
Yeah, is a helpful way to think about it.
And we're already seeing these in action, right?
Yeah.
Tools like ChatGPT, that's powered by GPT, and Stable Diffusion for creating images.
Exactly. Those are really popular examples right now. And the way they do this is quite remarkable.
How so?
Well, these models are trained on massive data sets, just enormous amounts of information. They essentially learn the underlying patterns and structures within that data.
Okay, they find the patterns.
Right. And this really intensive learning allows them to predict what should come next in a sequence.
Like what word follows another word. Exactly. For text, it's the next word. For an image, it might be the next pixel, conceptually.
Yeah.
By predicting these sequences based on your input, your prompt, they can generate outputs that align with the context you've provided.
So the more comprehensive the training data, the better the predictions,
Yeah.
and maybe the more creative the output.
That's a huge factor, yes. And it brings us to something really crucial the book emphasizes: prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering. Okay.
Basically, the quality of what you get out of these AI tools is heavily dependent on how clear and well-crafted your instructions are, your prompts.
Right.
The more specific you are, the better the AI can understand and respond to your actual needs.
So it's like giving a really detailed brief to a human assistant versus just a vague instruction. Makes sense.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And it's vital to remember, as the book points out, that while incredibly powerful, generative AI isn't, flawless. It's not an independent entity.
Human oversight is still key.
Absolutely essential. We need to review, refine, and strategically apply the AI's outputs. It's
Yeah.
collaboration, really,
Right.
augmenting our abilities, not replacing them entirely.
Okay, got it. So we have a handle on what generative AI is. Now let's talk about that core promise. How does it actually free up our time and help us regain focus at work, that finding 12 minutes idea?
Right. The book lays out several key ways. First, just think about the time we all spend on content creation.
Oh, yeah. Emails, reports.
Exactly. Drafting emails, putting together reports, writing proposals, generative AI can produce a solid first draft incredibly quickly.
Like overcoming that blank page paralysis instantly.
Pretty much. It allows you to then focus your energy on the refining part, adding your expertise, your unique insights.
Oh, that blank page can be a real-time sync. So AI can be like a turbocharged starter, getting the ball rolling much faster?
Precisely. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Second, consider content summarization.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly bombarded with information, right? Lengthy emails, long meeting minutes, dense research paper.
Tell me about it.
Well, AI tools can condense these into actionable summaries,
Mhm.
giving you the crucial information without you having to spend hours wading through every single detail.
Okay, that sounds like a genuine game changer, especially for you, the listener, someone who values getting up to speed efficiently.
Huge win, yeah. And thirdly, generative AI can streamline a lot of those um, routine administrative tasks.
The ones that eat up our day in tiny increments.
Exactly. Scheduling meetings, creating templates for documents, even setting up simple workflows.
Those are the tasks that often feel like death by a thousand paper cuts, just chipping away at our focus.
Totally agree.
Sure.
And the book even provides some compelling real-world examples. Like, imagine a marketing professional who needs to brainstorm a social media campaign.
Okay.
Using generative AI, they can get a whole range of headlines, captions, target audience suggestions, all in minutes.
Wow, a process that might have taken hours before.
Easily.
Yeah.
With traditional methods, yeah, it could really unlock a lot of creative bandwidth.
Yeah, I can see that.
Another great example in the book is a project manager. They might use an AI note taker that not only transcribes meetings,
Which is useful in itself.
right, but it also summarizes key decisions and even sets up reminders for action items.
Okay, now that's smart.
The book suggests this kind of AI assistance can save hours each week, just on meeting follow-ups and that administrative overhead.
It's not just about cramming more into the same day, though, is it? It feels like it's about something more fundamental.
You're absolutely right. By reclaiming those small pockets of time, professionals can actually create space. Space for more strategic thinking, maybe building stronger relationships with clients or colleagues.
Or even just learning new skills.
Exactly. Investing in developing new skills, pursuing more innovative projects. It's about shifting your focus to those higher value activities, the stuff that truly moves the needle.
So it's about elevating our work beyond the purely tactical day-to-day grind.
Yes. And on an organizational level, the book highlights how these individual time savings can have a really significant cumulative impact.
How so?
Well, teams that effectively adopt generative AI can see reduced bottlenecks in their workflows, faster project completion times, and just an overall increase in efficiency.
Because those seemingly small gains, when you multiply them across a whole team, they become quite substantial.
Precisely. And the beauty of generative AI, one of its real strengths, is its scalability,
Meaning?
meaning that initial goal of saving, say, 12 minutes a day individually, can expand across tasks, across teams, across entire departments. It empowers everyone to work smarter, not just harder.
And that saved time then becomes this valuable resource.
Exactly. A resource that can be reinvested in what truly matters for the organization's growth and success.
Okay, so it's clear that generative AI has a lot to offer for efficiency. But who specifically stands to benefit the most from embracing this? Is it just tech companies?
No, not at all.
Mm.
The book makes a really strong case that the benefits are remarkably widespread. It's definitely not just for the technically inclined or, massive corporations with huge resources.
So it's more accessible than people might think.
Very much so. Generative AI has the potential to be a valuable tool for almost anyone who wants to reclaim their time and unlock new possibilities in their work.
Let's break it down a bit. The book starts by looking at individuals, right?
It does. And for individual professionals, generative AI can be, well, transformative in their daily routines just by taking over those repetitive, time-consuming tasks.
Like drafting endless emails.
Exactly. Drafting emails, summarizing lengthy documents. AI tools can handle the mundane stuff, freeing up individuals to concentrate on their core responsibilities.
Makes sense.
The book illustrates this with examples like a freelancer using AI to generate compelling proposals much faster.
Giving them more time for actual client work.
Right, or project delivery. Or that busy executive we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Offloading meeting administration to AI lets them focus on the strategic discussions in the room.
Got it.
And think about a project manager who can quickly generate comprehensive project updates or reports, ensures everyone's informed without sacrificing their own valuable time.
Okay, so individuals definitely benefit. What about teams? How does generative AI play out in a collaborative setting?
For teams, it's really about fostering improved collaboration and boosting overall productivity. The book gives examples like HR departments using AI to more efficiently screen large volumes of job applications.
Which can be a huge bottleneck.
Definitely. Or operations teams automating repetitive data entry tasks. Or marketing and sales teams generating tailored content and identifying potential leads at a much faster pace.
Streamlining those shared workflows.
Exactly. These efficiencies allow teams to achieve more together. It helps eliminate some of the friction points in team-based work.
Right. And then scaling up again, what about entire organizations?
Well, the benefits scale up even further there. The book highlights a global company, for instance, that used generative AI to analyze vast amounts of customer feedback
From where?
from numerous online reviews. This process, which previously took days, they completed in hours,
Wow.
which allowed them to quickly identify key trends, draft actionable reports, leading to faster, more informed strategic decisions at a really high level.
So it's about gaining quicker, data-driven insights that can inform those big organizational choices.
Absolutely. The book also points out the value for creative professionals, which might seem counterintuitive at first.
How so?
Imagine designers using tools like DALL-E to rapidly generate initial visual concepts.
Okay.
This allows them to explore a much wider range of ideas in the early stages of a project. Ideas they can then refine with their own artistic skills and judgment.
So it accelerates the creative process?
Exactly, while still maintaining that essential human artistic integrity. It's like an AI jumpstart for human creativity.
That's a fascinating idea.
And the reach extends even beyond work, into our personal lives. The book suggests using AI for practical things like meal planning, generating shopping lists,
Really?
yeah, or drafting personal communications, organizing daily schedules, setting reminders. It showcases its versatility.
So as the book emphasizes, it truly offers a pretty universal advantage.
Exactly. Whether you're an individual striving for more personal time, a small team aiming to maximize limited resources, or a large organization seeking to optimize complex processes, generative AI offers tangible value.
And it can adapt to your specific needs.
Yeah, and scale with you as those needs evolve.
Okay, we're seeing the potential, definitely. But what are the essential foundations we need? What do we need to have in place to actually realize this generative AI-powered efficiency? The book talks about setting the stage for success.
Yeah, and a really crucial element here is adopting the right mindset. That's fundamental.
Mindset.
Yes, the book stresses the importance of viewing AI as a partner, an intelligent assistant maybe, not as a replacement for human skills and expertise.
Okay, partner, not replacement.
Right. It's about recognizing that AI excels at handling those repetitive, time-consuming tasks, which frees up our cognitive resources for the stuff humans do best. Creativity, critical thinking, strategic decision-making.
And that perspective directly addresses those common fears about job displacement, right?
It does. It highlights that AI tends to reshape roles rather than eliminate them entirely. Human oversight, human expertise, they remain invaluable.
That's a really important distinction. It's about augmenting our abilities, not automating us out of a job.
Precisely. The book also frames AI as a powerful multiplier of human effort.
A multiplier.
Yeah, enabling individuals and small teams to achieve significantly more with the same or sometimes even fewer resources. It's about leveraging these tools strategically to amplify our impact.
So it's about working smarter by using these tools intelligently. Makes sense. And speaking of tools, where should someone who's new to this even begin? It can feel overwhelming.
It can, yeah. The book provides a helpful categorization of some key types of tools to get you started.
Okay, like what?
Well, for tasks involving writing and communication, it highlights platforms like ChatGPT, Jasper.
Heard of those?
For creative endeavors, it mentions tools like DALL-E or the AI-powered features within platforms like Canva.
Right, Canva's got AI now too.
Yeah. For boosting administrative efficiency, it points to tools like Otter.ai for transcription, Calendly for scheduling,
Otter's great for meetings.
definitely.
Hmm.
And for general productivity and organization, it includes platforms like Notion AI, which integrate AI right into project management workflows.
Okay, that gives us a tangible starting point. But with so many options, how does someone decide which tool is actually right for them?
Good question. The book advises focusing on identifying your most pressing pain points first. Where are you losing the most time or feeling the most friction?
Okay, start with the problems.
Right. Then select just one or two tools that directly address those specific issues. It encourages users to invest time in truly understanding the features of those chosen tools.
Don't try to boil the ocean.
Exactly. The initial goal shouldn't be to master every AI tool out there. It's about pinpointing the ones that offer the most immediate and significant value for your individual circumstances.
That makes sense. Focus on solving a specific problem first. And I suppose even before choosing a tool, you need a clear idea of what you're hoping to achieve, right?
Exactly. Defining your objectives is a critical first step. Are you primarily aiming to save time on repetitive tasks? Or maybe enhance your creative output, improve communication efficiency, analyze data faster?
Your goals guide your tool choice.
Precisely. So if you're constantly struggling with, say, drafting compelling marketing copy, you should probably look at those writing and communication tools first.
Got it.
And the book really underscores the importance of starting small. Don't try to revolutionize your entire workflow overnight.
Baby steps.
Yeah. Begin by familiarizing yourself with the basic functionalities of just one or two tools. Gradually build your confidence before you expand their role in your daily activities. Think of it as, dipping your toes in the water before diving in.
Small, manageable steps lead to bigger transformations. Love that.
Absolutely. And as you explore different tools, the book recommends carefully evaluating their features. And importantly, how seamlessly they integrate with your existing workflows and tech stack.
What kind of factors?
Things like ease of use. Is the interface intuitive? Is the learning curve reasonable? Integration. Does it play well with the platforms you already rely on, like your email or project management software?
Practical stuff.
Very practical. And of course, consider the cost and scalability, especially if you're thinking about implementing it for a team down the line.
So it's not just about the flashy features, it's about practical application within your current work environment.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And once you've selected a tool, the book strongly encourages experimentation. Dedicate some time to testing its various features, exploring different use cases, and critically assessing its impact on your workflow.
See what sticks?
Yeah, see what works best for your individual style and needs. Trial and error is just a necessary part of the learning process here.
Makes sense.
And if a particular tool isn't meeting your expectations or not delivering the results you hoped for, don't hesitate to explore alternatives. The ultimate aim is to find solutions that simplify your work and enhance your productivity, not add complexity.
Right, don't get stuck on one thing if it's not working. And sometimes the real power comes from combining different tools, doesn't it? The book gives some examples.
Yes, absolutely. The book illustrates this with scenarios like combining a powerful writing tool like ChatGPT with a transcription service like Otter.ai.
How would that work?
Well, you could dramatically streamline communication tasks, maybe quickly drafting emails based on meeting transcripts or creating accurate, concise summaries.
Okay, I say.
For creative professionals, maybe pairing Canva's AI features with a dedicated image generation tool like DLE could let them rapidly generate initial concepts and then seamlessly refine them into polished designs.
Mixing and matching.
Exactly. And for optimizing team collaboration or complex workflows, the book suggests integrating automation platforms like Zapier with project management tools like Notion AI.
That sounds like unlocking a whole new level of efficiency, creating your own sort of interconnected AI toolkit.
Precisely. That's where things can get really powerful.
No, we touched on it earlier, but it seems like a crucial element in getting the most out of these generative AI tools is how we actually talk to them. The book dedicates a specific section to the art of prompting. Why is this skill so vital?
Because, as we've discussed, the quality of the AI's output is just directly and significantly influenced by the clarity and precision of your prompts.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Kind of, yeah. Think of it this way. The AI is a remarkably capable assistant, but it needs clear, specific instructions to perform effectively. A vague or poorly worded prompt, likely to result in a generic or just unhelpful response.
So it's about learning to speak its language in a way that it understands best.
Exactly. The book highlights several key components of a well-crafted prompt. First, specificity.
Be specific.
Clearly define the task you want the AI to do and the desired outcome. So instead of just asking, write a blog post, Be precise about the topic, the intended audience, the desired length, any specific points you want covered.
The more details you provide, the better the direction for the AI.
Got it. Absolutely. Second, context. Provide the AI with any relevant background information or situational details. That helps it tailor its response appropriately.
Right.
The more context you give, the better the AI can understand the nuances of your request.
So if I want an email drafted, I should probably provide key details about the situation, who it's for.
Precisely. And third, tone and style. Indicate the desired voice. Do you want it formal and professional, conversational and friendly, persuasive, informative?
Ah, that's really important for making sure the output sounds like it's coming from me, maintaining consistency.
Very important. The book even offers a compelling example of prompt refinement. An initial, maybe vague prompt like, write a blog post about AI in marketing,
Mm-hmm.
might just yield a very general overview. But a more refined prompt, something like, write a 500-word blog post, specifically about how AI is improving customer segmentation in marketing for small e-commerce businesses, including at least 2 real-world examples and 3 actionable tips.
Much more specific.
Right, that will undoubtedly generate a much more targeted and frankly useful response.
So it's about learning to iterate, refine our prompts to get increasingly better results.
Exactly. The book also encourages experimenting with different types of prompts,
Like what?
like asking direct questions for specific info, using role-based prompts where you instruct the AI to act as, say, a marketing expert or a project manager,
Oh, interesting.
or creating scenario-based prompts where you describe a situation and ask for a solution or recommendations.
That sounds like a valuable way to explore the full range of the AI's capabilities.
It really is. And it's important to be aware of and avoid common pitfalls in prompt writing,
Such as?
like being too vague, obviously, trying to cram too many unrelated tasks into a single prompt that rarely works well, or neglecting the feedback loop.
Meaning.
Meaning if the AI doesn't initially give you what you want, don't just dismiss the tool. Try refining your prompt. Give it more specific guidance. Iterate.
So prompt writing is really a skill, something that develops and improves with practice.
Absolutely. The more you actively experiment with crafting prompts, analyzing the outputs, the better you'll get at structuring your requests to achieve the results you want, quickly and effectively. And that, ultimately, saves you more time in the long run.
Okay, makes perfect sense. So we have the right mindset, we're learning about the tools, we're getting better at prompting. Now, where do we actually start applying this to find our 12 minutes each day? The book has a section on identifying low-hanging fruit for efficiency.
Yes, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. The book emphasizes focusing initially on tasks that are inherently time-intensive,
Like what?
like drafting various forms of content, summarizing information, or performing routine data entry. Repetitive activities are also ideal starting points.
It's like weekly reports.
Exactly. Generating weekly reports, creating standard templates, populating spreadsheets. These often follow predictable patterns that AI can easily learn and help automate.
So we should look at the tasks that consistently eat up a significant chunk of our day or week.
Exactly. The book suggests selecting just 1 or 2 of these workflows to begin integrating AI. Then, crucially, carefully observe the results.
See if it's actually working.
Right. As you witness how effectively AI can save time and enhance productivity in those specific areas, you'll naturally build the confidence and understanding to expand its role into other aspects of your work.
It's about achieving those early, visible wins to build momentum and demonstrate the value, isn't it?
Precisely. The book encourages focusing on those high-impact, yet often tedious tasks that consume more time than they arguably should.
Like drafting emails or reports from scratch.
Yep, or manually sifting through and summarizing lengthy documents, even just the initial brainstorming phase of a new project.
Yeah.
AI can significantly cut the time spent on these essential but often time-consuming activities.
So instead of dedicating, say, 30 minutes to crafting a detailed team update email,
AI could potentially generate a well-structured draft in, a matter of seconds.
leaving you with a task of just reviewing, personalizing, adding your specific insights.
Exactly. Repetitive work is also prime territory. Generating social media posts with slight variations for different platforms, creating standardized invoices, preparing recurring financial or operational reports.
Automating that stuff frees up time, obviously, but also maybe mental energy.
Definitely reduces mental fatigue associated with those repetitive actions.
Yeah.
And you mentioned bottlenecks earlier. We should also be on the lookout for those points in our workflows where things tend to get slowed down or stuck.
Right.
The book highlights tasks like drafting and refining proposals, which often involve multiple iterations and stakeholder input.
That can take ages.
It can. Or managing complex scheduling across different time zones and availability. These can often be significantly accelerated with the intelligent assistance of AI tools.
Okay. What about those moments when we face, like, creative blocks? Can AI help us find that initial spark?
Absolutely. Generative AI isn't solely for tackling mundane tasks. It can be a powerful tool for overcoming creative roadblocks. By rapidly generating a multitude of initial ideas for blog posts, marketing campaign slogans, even presentation outlines, it provides a diverse range of options to inspire new and innovative directions you might not have immediately considered.
So it can act as a brainstorming partner when you're feeling creatively stuck. That's useful.
Very useful. The book also emphasizes tasks involving the processing of large volumes of information.
Like data analysis.
Exactly. Extracting key insights from extensive customer feedback surveys or analyzing large data sets to identify emerging trends. These are particularly well suited for AI because it can process and synthesize information at speeds and scales that, frankly, far exceed human capabilities.
And those frequently asked questions we spend time answering over and over again. Can AI help streamline that too?
Yes, definitely. By training AI models on your existing knowledge base, or maybe creating prompt templates for common inquiries, you can automate the generation of consistent professional responses, saves significant time, and ensures a consistent level of service.
Okay. So the key is really to analyze our current workflows, identify those frequent, time-consuming, repetitive tasks or bottlenecks, and then explore where AI can offer that initial efficiency boost.
That's the core idea.
And as the book emphasizes, it's crucial to start small, track our progress, and importantly, celebrate those initial wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about measuring the time saved, critically evaluating the quality of the AI-generated output, and assessing how effectively it streamlines your existing processes.
Even small victories matter.
They really do. They build confidence and provide valuable insights that encourage further exploration and integration of AI. The book includes a compelling case study, actually,
Oh, yeah.
about a marketing manager named Sarah. She achieved significant time savings each week simply by using AI to draft follow-up emails after client meetings.
Just that one task.
Just focusing on that one repetitive task. By leveraging AI with carefully crafted template prompts, she experienced tangible, measurable results. And she even shared her successful approach with her whole team.
That's a fantastic example of how identifying and addressing those initial low-hanging fruit can have a real ripple effect.
Exactly. It starts small but can spread.
Now, with any new technology adoption, there are often challenges, right? Obstacles that need to be addressed. What are some of the common barriers to adopting generative AI that the book highlights?
Yeah, the book identifies several key barriers that organizations and individuals too often encounter. One big one is simply the fear of the unknown.
Just being unsure about it.
Right. People may feel hesitant or resistant due to a lack of understanding about what AI truly is, how it functions, leading to anxiety or distrust.
Understandable.
Another common barrier is skepticism, disregarding AI's actual capabilities. Some individuals might underestimate its potential or perceive it as overly complex, maybe unreliable for practical application in their daily work.
So a combination of lack of familiarity and perhaps some negative preconceptions.
Precisely. Then you have logistical challenges. These can present significant hurdles.
Like what?
Budget constraints for acquiring new AI tools, maybe limitations with existing tech infrastructure that doesn't readily support AI integration, or concerns about compatibility with current systems and workflows.
The practical stuff, making it actually work within existing constraints.
Exactly. And then there's cultural resistance within organizations. This often stems from that fear we touched on earlier, that widespread AI adoption will lead to job displacement or, diminish the value of individual human contributions.
That anxiety about job security is definitely a valid concern for many people.
Absolutely. And this fear can create reluctance among employees to embrace the technology, even if it holds potential benefits for them. Finally, the book points out the issue of unrealistic expectations, especially regarding immediate results.
Thinking it's a magic bullet.
Exactly. Some individuals or organizations might anticipate AI instantly solving all their efficiency problems. When the initial implementation doesn't yield immediate traumatic transformations, they can get disillusioned and maybe prematurely abandon their efforts.
So it's crucial to have a realistic understanding. AI adoption is a process, takes time and iteration.
Exactly. The good news is the book offers several practical strategies for effectively overcoming these common barriers.
Okay, how?
Well, addressing the fear of the unknown starts with proactive education, transparent communication about the practical applications, the tangible benefits of AI, really demystifying the technology and showing its value in relatable terms.
Showing people real-world examples of how it can make their work lives easier, perhaps.
Definitely. To counter skepticism, the key is showcasing early success stories and actively encouraging small-scale, low-risk experimentation. Let individuals experience the tangible benefits firsthand, build their own confidence.
Let them try it out safely.
Right. Navigating logistical challenges often involves adopting a phased approach, maybe starting with low-cost or even free trial versions of AI tools, focusing on solutions that demonstrate strong integration capabilities with existing systems to minimize disruption.
Making the implementation process as smooth and manageable as possible. Smart.
And mitigating that cultural resistance.
Ah,
It requires clear, consistent communication that emphasizes AI as a collaborative tool designed to augment human capabilities, not replace them.
framing it as an enabler that empowers people, not a threat.
Exactly. Providing adequate training and ongoing support is also crucial, helping employees feel comfortable and confident using the new tools effectively.
And managing those expectations.
That involves setting realistic, achievable goals for AI adoption, establishing clear, measurable benchmarks to track progress, actively highlighting early successes, even small ones, and consistently communicating the iterative nature of the process. It's an ongoing journey of learning and refinement.
It's not a one-and-done thing.
Not at all. And the book also touches on the critical importance of addressing data privacy and security concerns proactively. That's essential for building trust as these tools get integrated.
Absolutely. Addressing those concerns openly and transparently seems fundamental.
It is. Ultimately, overcoming these barriers requires a comprehensive, multifaceted approach, combining education, hands-on experimentation, and cultivating a collaborative, trusting organizational culture.
Okay, so let's say we've taken those initial steps. We've found our first 12 minutes, maybe more. We're actively working to overcome those adoption hurdles. What does the path look like beyond this initial phase? The book explores beyond 12-minute scaling and transforming with AI.
Right, this is where that initial 12-minute principle really serves as a springboard, a launch pad for much broader, more strategic advancements.
Moving beyond just individual efficiency gains.
Exactly. The book envisions a transition from those early, perhaps isolated improvements to more comprehensive, integrated changes across entire workflows and organizational systems. It's about taking those initial successful applications of AI and applying them at a much larger scale to drive significant transformation.
Taking those small wins and strategically applying them to more complex, maybe more impactful areas of the business.
Precisely. It involves tackling more intricate and higher value tasks, things that can have a substantial impact on the organization's overall performance.
Like what kind of tasks?
Think about leveraging AI for sophisticated content strategy development, or maybe optimizing complex supply chain logistics, or even enhancing the customer experience through highly personalized interactions driven by AI insights.
Okay, so it's not just about doing the same things faster anymore. It's leveraging AI to achieve fundamentally better outcomes in more complex areas.
You got it. And as AI becomes more deeply integrated into the fabric of an organization, the book highlights its potential to foster a culture of continuous improvement. The valuable insights and data-driven feedback generated by AI can be used to constantly refine existing processes, identify new opportunities for innovation, and drive ongoing efficiency gains.
It becomes a kind of self-perpetuating cycle of optimization and growth.
Absolutely. AI can also evolve into a powerful catalyst for creativity, even at this larger scale, assisting with advanced brainstorming sessions, facilitating the generation of novel ideas, inspiring entirely new strategic directions that might not have been apparent through traditional methods.
So it continues to be that creative partner we discussed, but its influence expands to much larger strategic initiatives.
And its role extends further into strategic decision-making itself. AI can synthesize and analyze vast amounts of complex data, transforming it into actionable insights, empowering leaders to make more informed, confident choices with a clearer understanding of potential outcomes.
Wow.
It can also significantly enhance problem-solving capabilities. By integrating information from diverse sources, AI can propose innovative, data-backed solutions to complex challenges.
So it transitions from being primarily a tool for task automation to becoming a core component of how we think, strategize, and make critical organizational decisions.
That's the trajectory, yes.
Hmm.
Ultimately, the book argues that this journey beyond the initial 12 minutes represents a fundamental shift in mindset,
A deeper change.
a deeper change. It's about moving beyond simply optimizing existing tasks to truly reimagining the possibilities for how we work, create, and innovate.
That requires a different kind of thinking.
It really does. It necessitates embracing a culture of experimentation, taking calculated risks in exploring new AI applications, and fostering a commitment to continuous learning and adaptation. The goal is for AI to become a central, dynamic element of our operational DNA.
Moving from saving time to creating significant, lasting value.
Exactly. It's about evolving from merely saving time to generating that value across the entire organization. It's a continuous evolution, a journey of ongoing transformation, not just a one-time tech fix.
Okay, so as we bring this deep dive to a close, what's the core message? The main thing our listeners should really take to heart from our exploration of finding 12 minutes.
Well, I think the central message is that generative AI offers this powerful and increasingly accessible opportunity. An opportunity to unlock significant efficiency in our work, yes, but also to move far beyond just saving a few minutes.
Right.
It holds the potential to drive truly transformative innovation
Yeah.
across individuals, teams, and entire organizations.
And that 12-minute principle, while it sounds modest, provides a remarkably practical, achievable entry point for embarking on this much larger journey. It makes it feel less daunting.
Absolutely. It's a great starting point. The book strongly encourages everyone to proactively identify their own low-hanging fruit, those repetitive, time-consuming tasks, and just begin experimenting.
Dip your toes in.
Exactly. Try out the readily available, often low-cost AI tools. Experience the immediate, tangible benefits personally.
And it really underscores the critical importance of cultivating that growth mindset we talked about, embracing continuous learning, remaining adaptable, because this field is changing so fast.
So fast, you have to stay adaptable.
Precisely.
So here's maybe a final thought for you, our listener. Take a moment to consider how those initial small efficiencies you gain, maybe those first 12 minutes you find using generative AI, how could they ultimately pave the way for entirely new possibilities, significant achievements in both your professional and maybe even your personal life?
Yeah.
What ambitious goals, big or small, could suddenly become within your reach by thoughtfully leveraging AI not just as a tool, but as a trusted, intelligent partner?
It's about looking beyond the immediate time savings, isn't it? Envisioning the truly transformative potential of those reclaimed minutes when you strategically reinvest them.
Exactly. Something to think about.
Indeed.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. Until our next exploration.